C-Dank uploaded a video talking about some TBC hardcore stuff now that we're up in arms a little bit about like the OnlyFans Season 3, all that stuff. I want us to take a look at this. A lot of people have recommended me to watch this as well, so let's see what it is, guys. WoW players are about to do the dumbest thing ever.
The dumbest thing I've ever seen. Thousands of WoW players are getting ready to do the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Attempt Burning Crusade on hardcore.
Yeah.
A challenge so brutal that Blizzard flat out refuses to make official servers for it. And many players agree.
I don't think hardcore is TBC viable.
I agree with you. I think people saying that are not thinking about it enough.
But for others, they've thought about it plenty. And to them, it seems like the logical next step.
Only things will not happen until we get a TBC hardcore server or a Classic Plus server.
We find ourselves in a familiar story.
Okay.
The WoW community wants something, and Blizzard says,
You don't want to do that.
and just like before, the community is responding by making it for themselves with a Burning Crusade hardcore add-on that'll be ready for pre-patch. But what if this time's different? What if Blizzard's actually right, and TBC hardcore is a challenge that we think we want, but actually don't? And on the surface, the skeptics have a point. Heroic dungeons designed to wipe your group, raids with one-shot mechanics that randomly delete people, a soul-crushing grind back to 70.
Okay, guys, I'm not gonna lie, man. After playing RuneScape for 1,000 hours, most of the grinds in WoW aren't that bad. They're really not. Okay, I had this thought the other night, like, because I was like looking back at like grinding zombie axe and the different things. I'm like, damn. I used to think like, you know, the 50 to 60 was long, but that's a breeze, bro. We zoom through it. But yeah, TBC hardcore is different because we talked about this a little bit, obviously, but like 1 to 60, pretty much twice as fast as in vanilla. Jinthar lore isn't elite anymore. A lot of the elite mobs in the world are no longer elite. Like Besalith isn't elite in Stone Talon Mountains. I don't even know if Son of Arugul are elites anymore, actually, in Silverpine. But the leveling experience is very different. But when you get to Outland, it basically becomes twice as difficult, right? There's a Fell Reaver, there's like a difficulty slider that just gets cranked to the max. Basically, if you go in with like blue and green gear from Kalimdor and you enter Hellfire Peninsula, the mobs will hit twice as hard. And it would be really interesting to see how that would go down. It would also be really fun to see how people would tackle the hardcore or heroic dungeons too. I'm kind of talking myself into like liking it. I don't know why, because I used to like kind of think the same as Saryu and MP is saying with like, I don't know if it would work, but I think it's just interesting because it's something different and new, right? Thank you, Adams, for the 22 months and Mr. Good Living for the 3 months.
Why would anyone do this? Is this even possible? Well, I've spent the last 8 months obsessed with these questions, and in this video, we're diving into what might be the most brutal experiment ever attempted in WoW history.
Okay.
Sve je spakovano. Da.
Okay, give me a sec, guys. Support your content creators.
Blizzard's official statement is Burning Crusade is too difficult for hardcore.
To be fair, people used to say this about Vanilla too. They did. There's no way you'll ever clear Blackburn Lair. AQ40 Nax. No, it's not possible.
Supporting.
But if Vanilla is here, the TBC is there. It is a lot more difficult. Like, a lot.
But is it really? It all boils down to 3 major obstacles, and we're gonna go over each one. Let's start with the biggest roadblock for most people, the leveling. And you know what? Let's just put the numbers on the screen. So, Classic 1 to 60 takes about 5 million experience. And Burning Crusade 1 to 70 is over 10 million. It's double.
You also get more XP though.
The total experience required. But here's the thing that's gonna blow your mind. Leveling 1 to 70 in TBC is actually faster than leveling 1 to 60 in Classic. TBC is running on the patch 2.3 changes, which streamlines 1 to 60 and reduces the EXP that you need by a lot. And
so, yeah, this is what we spoke about a bit. So 20% less XP, 40% more XP from quests, new quest areas, new zones added, some quests reduced. Many elite quests are now soloable. I think like 90% of the vanilla elite quests are just no longer elite. They just aren't. Pre-watched? No, it's not. I just know this, okay? I played this game for like 2 or 3 decades.
And the end result...
Yeah, mounted level 30 in TBC, yep.
...is that you're able to skip over a lot of the worst parts of leveling. But I can already hear you thinking...
Yeah, look, Vagash, no longer elite.
It's faster, but doesn't that defeat the purpose of hardcore if they just lower the difficulty? And to that, I have 2 points. First, let's be blunt. The challenge in hardcore has always been optional. You were never in any real danger that you didn't volunteer to be in.
True. It is only as difficult as you make it yourself, and the challenge comes from challenging yourself.
I'm just gonna run out.
Pikachu, yeah.
No fucking
There was never anything inherently hard about getting to level 60.
No.
I mean, you can equip a full set of auction house gear and get all the way there with nothing but gray quests and green mobs without ever dropping below 50% health. Would it be boring? Absolutely. But that's the whole point. You as the player get to choose how easy or difficult you want it to be. And guess what? In TBC, you can still make those choices. You can impose any psycho challenge you want on...
Dude, Graceful's arc was so crazy, by the way, with RuneScape. I still can't believe that. He straight up just quit WoW completely, started playing RuneScape, burned his WoW copy, burned himself out on RuneScape, hit 99, and then went back to WoW. He went on like freaking like, I don't know what happened. But it is kind of weird, chat. Like, obviously, you guys may know if you followed my content for a while now, I'm a big WoW guy, right? I'm almost getting like nostalgic looking at people leveling now in WoW because I haven't played for so long. I honestly think it's been quite healthy for me to like have such a long break from the game because I played it a lot, right? You guys know this, and I needed like a big break, I think.
On yourself. You can do a red quest only run, or turn off your health bars and pretend you have advanced glaucoma, whatever floats your boat. And that brings me to point 2, which is that Outland is freaking scary even without any of that. The mobs hit harder and the quests often push you into risky situations. I guarantee you people are going to be dying in droves because we've never approached the leveling in
Wait, that's me! What the heck? This is forever ago! This is Badoosh!
Because we've never approached the leveling in Outland from a hardcore lens before. So not everyone knows what's safe and what's secretly really dangerous. But you can if you pick up the RXP TBC Hardcore add-on. I'll have a link below where you can get a discount as soon as it's available. Overall, the leveling isn't any worse than it already is in Classic, and in many ways, it seems better. It doesn't take any longer to get to max level, and having a fresh new world of dangerous quests to cut our teeth on, it's pretty exciting. But that's
true. Like, Vanilla WoW Hardcore is solved in many ways, right? Like, we've done the whole thing, but I don't know, I never thought about, like, leveling in Outland as hardcore. It is kind of interesting to me. Yeah.
Just the tutorial.
And dungeons and stuff. Heroics.
Now we get to the real prime rib of the TBC experience.
Heroics.
Gearing and heroics. The second you ding 70, this game hands you an entire CVS receipt of chores. I mean, just look at this thing. And
I don't think this is that bad. Okay? People always look at this chart, they're like, oh my god, dude. It's really not that bad. It's not. It isn't. If you're doing it on 6 characters, yes, it's horrible. But if you have like a main and an alt, this is, dude, you get all these things done just by playing the game. If you just do your dungeons, if you just farm your gear, you'll get there. It's really not bad. And the reason, we have a guy called Nico FT Set 27 in the chat right now talking. He's very heavily disagreeing with me, but that's because he leveled 20 characters in TBC, right? If you play a few characters like any normal, sane human being would, then it's actually not bad at all.
First up is you got to replace that crappy green and purple clown suit you found while you were leveling. You also need multiple max professions, plus you need 1,000 gold just for the privilege of flying at the speed of a wet fart. Ooh. But let's be real, the Priebus grind is the best part of the game. This is that good shit.
It is. Dude, leveling, questing, farming your Priebus, and the first few raids. Oh, that is peak.
The part of the journey before you hit raid logs.
Morris says, I don't even play that much, and I didn't take me too much out of my way to do attunements. Yeah, it's really not that bad. I don't know why. I think it's, maybe it's the chart. It looks convoluted. It's really not bad at all. It really ain't.
Status where you can still log in every day and actually have something meaningful to do. The problem is, this entire Priebus adventure is just a long, slow walk to your execution.
Heroic dungeons.
These things are no fucking
Good
joke,
video,
man.
by the way.
DPS pulled aggro for 0.3 seconds, dead. Missed an important interrupts, super dead. Yeah. This isn't vanilla hardcore where you and your buddies can play like a pack of...
Wait, what did it say? Hold on a second. What? Wait, flask of pussification. Use, you turn into a pussy, protecting you from all consequence of your poor actions for 1 minute. But during that time, you cannot claim to be a god gamer. I really like this video. It's very
good. You can play like a pack of brain-dead chimps and just whoopsie-doodle your way back to town with a couple of Petries. Nah, you're locked into a 60-minute long...
Move your cam. Sorry.
...anxiety attack. The margin for error is microscopic, and the consequences are swift. See, Petri still exists, but it got nerfed pretty significantly. It only makes you immune to physical attacks, not magic. So if that pack of mobs you just ninja pulled starts casting fireballs at your petrified ass, you're still gonna get incinerated. So you have to play smart when making a group composition. This isn't that bring the player, not the class, friendship is magic bullshit. This is the Burning Crusade. You bring a good comp or you're gonna have problems. Look.
Heroics are not easy, okay? Like, they require CC. They require thought put into it. Overhead prayers are the Petri flasks of RuneScape. Okay, bro.
I know people have traumatic, pants-shitting memories of wiping in these places for 4 hours straight, but you gotta remember who you were running with at the time.
Reeves,
you were just scraping the bottom of the trade chat barrel, cobbling together whatever group of weirdos replied to your LFM messages first. Your tank was—
Why am I getting excited with— Man, I'm actually getting kind of like, damn, this sounds really fun, dude. Shit.
probably a paladin in PvP gear.
Damn.
Your healer was some shadow priest who just respec'd 5 minutes ago. And you had one of these 50,000 useless rogues begging for an invite because nobody else on the planet wants to play with them. And these people definitely weren't showing up flasked up with elixirs and potions and drums and shit. Half the time your priest didn't even bring candles. You and your little band of trade chat misfits were not playing like your life was on the line.
Sorry guys, I am not almost sober smart.
For OnlyFans 3, they should only allow flasks if someone is grieving and then let the drama roll out after flasks get used. Oh, that's peak. Because we all know it's all about the freaking drama.
But if people actually prepare, bring a smart comp, and play like they're one mistake away from death, you might be surprised how doable this shit actually is. Let's take a look at what many consider to be the hardest dungeon. Heroic Blood Furnace.
Shattered Halls. No. Shattered Halls, dude. I don't know. I mean, they're both really bad, to be fair, but I feel like Shattered Halls is so cooked. Blood Furnace by far, you're so wrong. Blood Furnace is worse. I'm just thinking, maybe the boss room with the mines, with those like steroid orcs. Maybe that room, yeah.
Certified White Fest. Right when you zone in, you got these adept guys who thrash. Just one of these bad boys can hit your tank for like 10k instantly. And if he's not crit immune, he's toast. So what do? You fucking CC one, because you brought CC, right? Then you got these engineers who drop landmines that do an absurd amount of fire damage. 2 of these go off and your mage just evaporates. But guess what? These Giga fire protection potions exist. Everyone just chugs one before the pool as an insurance policy, and bada bing, bada boom, and the bombs do 0 damage. Throw in a fire resist totem and you're golden. You could even use a target dummy to murder your friends from a distance. Then there's that long-ass gauntlet with the nascent fell orcs designed—
That's the one I was talking about.
—to your healer. But this is where you can use that Petri flask, not to escape, but as a little intermission to give your priest a chance to regen some mana. The point is, all this scary sounding shit isn't an impossible wall, it's just a set of problems waiting to be solved. Look, people—
I actually like that. That's a good way of putting it. Man, this guy, dude, he's actually got to be kind of excited about that.
People said the same thing years ago about vanilla hardcore. Like, oh, it's gonna be impossible to make a 40-man raid. Everyone will die in the dungeons. And look how that turned out. We're doing Nax with no world buffs just to feel something. I think this stuff just looks way scarier than it actually is. Once people take it seriously and start looking for solutions, it becomes doable.
In this game, your heroes will die.
That's
a lot.
Okay.
With every defeat.
Okay, get it.
TBC raids are objectively, scientifically, in every way that's measurable, way more demanding than anything in Classic. It's not even a debate.
Oh, you know, I just got flashbacks to progressing Tempest Keep and SSC. Pre-nerf. Oh my lord, dude. That was one of the most fun and miserable things I've ever done.
People have to actually play their class correctly. This isn't a 40-man where half the raid can be asleep at the wheel, drooling on their keyboard, and you still somehow stumble ass backwards into killing Ragnaros. No. In TBC, there is way more personal responsibility. We're talking—
Fuck, I would love to see hardcore cameras then, dude. Man! What is wrong with me? Oh, man.
Talking about mechanics where if that one absolute—
This is Snacky Box chat! That's my— dude! That's my boy!
Goober in your raid isn't doing the one simple thing he's supposed to do that week, your entire raid gets obliterated. End of story. This environment means that raid comps are extremely strict. I'm pretty sure if you don't have at least 4 shamans, you just don't get the raid that week. Also, boss damage can be spiky and inconsistent, and feels almost unfair to try to heal through. Then there's Leo and SSC, who forces 5 random people in the raid to go on a personal growth journey mid-fight. If that mechanic hits all 5 of your healers, well then it's probably a good time to start considering alternative strategies. But look, while this is all legitimately concerning, I need to remind you of the early days of classic hardcore.
Bro, I'm actually getting nostalgic looking at freaking Karasan clips, man. What is wrong with me?
People looked at Molten Core, the easiest, most brain-dead raid ever conceived, and they were like, oh my god, it's impossible. They'll never do it. Fast forward a few years and we've dumpstered everything. I mean, we went from can we do it to can we do it blindfolded with a steering wheel controller? But I get it. Bro. TBC has mechanics that are just pure bullshit. Yep. Fights that literally kill you with no counterplay. Yep. Specifically, Asgalore in Highjaw and Terran Gorefiend in Black Temple.
And is there more? I feel like there's more. Huh.
These bosses randomly select a few people in your raid who just get to die that week. And there's nothing you can do. I am 100% certain that if official servers ever dropped, that would be one of the first things they removed. But you gotta...
Yeah, probably. I mean, if they were to add a server, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they had to, like, change the way the mechanic works somehow, but...
Keep in mind, it's not 2007 anymore. The collective consciousness of gamers has evolved a bit. The gameplay in TBC might be more
Oh god, this boss. I actually really like this boss if you have a good guild, but if... Oh my lord. It's a fun boss if you have good players, but I guess that's how it works.
Complex than classic, which to be fair, my blender has a more complex rotation.
Keep it for the drama and people blaming each other. Honestly, like a bit of like the masochistic side of me would love to see just... who's gonna get sacrificed this week? Who's dying? Yep. who will hit the blender?
Than most classes in Classic. But TBC is still very simple compared to modern retail standards. Is it difficult to pull off Karazhan and SSC perfectly? Sure. But jingle a bunch of world...
Dude, sitting at like 1 health on Prince Malchezaar would be so terrifying, dude. Oh, because he puts like half of the group to like 1 health and he does like a Shadow Nova, so you have to run out.
In front of WoW's sweatiest gamers, and they'll figure out how to get it done. So I guess in summary, what I mean is that if there's anything we've learned over the years, it's that difficult does not mean impossible. Unless we're talking about Sunwell. And to that I say, let's just cross that bridge when we get there.
Sunwell is genuinely quite difficult. It is. It is not an easy raid. Like, yeah.
There.
What is... that's funny. Oh no! Oh no! Yo, Lucky, thank you.
So we spent this video asking if TBC Hardcore is viable.
Yep.
But maybe that's the wrong question. The real question isn't can we do it? It's why would we try? See, what makes hardcore...
For fun, dude. It's a fun challenge to overcome.
Or special, at least to me, isn't its difficulty. It's that it pulls you into the present moment. The fear of losing everything, the panic you feel when a bad pull goes sideways, it demands your attention. It brings you right here. Vanilla heart...
Like, you can see it right there. This is C-Dank. 146 heart rate. Oh my gosh.
Vanilla Hardcore gave us that for a while. It forced us to slow down and made us feel like noobs again. But we solved that puzzle. We've figured it out and optimized it. But once a path is known, the thrill fades, and what once felt like a terrifying risk becomes routine. That's because our brains have this deep, fundamental need for novelty. So TBC comes along and gives us this brand new puzzle, and we don't even know if the pieces fit together. And it's in this chaos of uncertainty that lies the potential for discovery. See, this isn't about nostalgia. We're not chasing the past. If anything, we're chasing the present. We're actively choosing an experience that yanks our brains deeply into the moment. We're still lucky enough to have moments to live. And that, my friends, is a journey worth risking everything for.
Oh, that's a good outro.
See you in Outland.
Wow, what a great video. Superb editing, very good storytelling, made some really good points. Honestly, I used to be of the idea as well that like, man, I don't know if it would even work, but I can see it, dude, and it's actually getting me kind of excited and what makes me want to try it, man. Like, that's damn. C-Dang cooking up here. Yeah, I don't yearn for an experience I had. I mean, dude, for me with the vanilla hardcore, like, I got a lot of the things that in that game is solved. Like, we've done a lot of it, right? So it could be interesting to see this. I don't know what my plans are with TBC at the moment. If they ever do OnlyFans Season 3 with like TBC in mind and all that stuff, I would definitely play. Like, I still gotta think a little bit about what I want to do with TBC, because I have a lot of things I want to do. Right now I'm doing my RuneScape things. We have the sailing stuff I want to do. I've been considering very heavily as well actually jumping into the Final Fantasy MSQ, but if I do that, I definitely want to make sure I'm very committed to that. So we'll see what happens, guys. I need to think a little bit about what I want to do, but this sounds really fun. I mean, let me know what you guys think as well. Like, it sounds actually very exciting, I won't lie.